Go across to the guests now. We've got Kunal Bothra joining in, as well as Vijay Chopra, the MD and CEO of Enoch Ventures. And we've got quite an interesting topic to speak to you about. It's not on account of news, but it is because the entire space has been buzzing, not recently, but over the last 1 year. I'm talking about active pharmaceutical ingredient manufacturers. And this is really an allied pharmaceutical theme that has caught fire in 2020, and that has probably extended into 2021 as well. Kunal, I want to come to you first. Good morning, first of all. Some of these stocks have really ratcheted up, but on the charts, how do you see this group of stocks? And specifically, if you are to talk about the pure API manufacturers, do any of them stand out to you in terms of bullish trend going forward?
Well, yes, I think this entire space has been buzzing very, very, strongly over the last 12, 13 months. In fact, there were a plethora of stocks from the, API space, and, looking at the names like Newland Lab, Divi Labs, etc., there were so many stocks which had done, phenomenally well. There have been many of the stocks which have played a catch up as well. So, we'll look at the charts or the comparative charts for these stocks as well. That how Divi Labs apparently was one of the strongest and the more consistent performers. So, there are too many stocks, frankly, to try, but I've tried to select just about the key 7-8 names. So, the light blue line, which is Divi Labs, I think has been one of the most strongest and the consistent performers from the entire space. You have the two emerging stocks which have done pretty well for themselves, and that's the likes of Hikal as well as Shilpa Medicare. I think that stock has also emerged to be amongst the strong performers in the last 2-3 months. But then Divi has apparently been one of the strongest performers. The other one, which is Laurus Labs, and I think that stock has gone to a different tangent altogether. It's been one of the most steadier stocks from the entire pack. It's not gone through any major phases of correction as well over the last 12-13 months, and the consistency of the stock is also quite strong. So all of these stocks, or many of these stocks, have different characteristics with themselves. Divi Labs is one of the most strongest names, more formidable stock. The stock seems to be going into a much more strong uptrend over the longer term charts. The recent ones which have emerged quite well, like Hikal as well as Shilpa Medicare, those stocks look also attractive. And the more promising names from the mid cap ones are the likes of Newland Lab as well as Laurus Labs.
Okay, hi gentlemen, this is Mubina as well, joining in on Buy Now, Sell Now with Alex. Let me now go across to Vijay to talk about, the fundamentals of the API industry in India. And, Kunal, you've mentioned some names that have really powered through in this last 1 odd year. Divi's Laboratories, it's returned 3x just in the last 1 year, to its investors. It's at 4,400 rupees. This is just one of them. It's been included in the Nifty 50 as well. Vijay, what sort of promise do you see, some of these API stocks like Cadila, Divi's, etc. What is the promise you see in them? I think the one rhetoric that we have seen in the last 1 year in API is reclaiming the market from China, because I think up until 2019, China accounted for almost half of the API sales in India. So what's the rhetoric right now? What sort of promise do you see this sector? What sort of promise do you see in this sector?
Well, the API market is not new in India. It's not like that in the last year we have seen upside in the stocks. I remember that companies like Ranbaxy, Dr. Reddy's, Lupin, Sun Pharma, they were doing APIs long back, and then they landed into branded formulations and various other products, and they had process patents for which they got approvals for exclusive marketing rights in the Western countries of Europe and USA. So this API story is very old in India, and the companies which are the top run companies in India, they've been doing it for maybe 2 to 3 decades now, and India is a very established player in the global API market. Now, if you look at the stocks, if you ask my choice, I like Aarti and Newland and Divi's. So these are my picks because I think that these companies are doing a great job. Financially, they are very stable. There's no overhang of debt. There's no overhang of corporate governance, and their market size is constantly increasing. And I think that these APIs would keep on doing well over a period of time, and India would surpass China, hopefully, because with China there are other issues, there are geopolitical issues which have cropped up in the last 2-3 years, which definitely give India an edge. So quality wise and price wise, India is able to do a great job and get the best out of the API market and the API pie, I would say. So these companies these are very promising companies and would keep on growing, maybe 15-20% per annum, and these are portfolio stocks nowadays. So just hang on around with them, and these companies would do good.
Gentlemen, stay on with us. We're going to take a very short break on the show. When we return, we'll be answering those questions and queries that we've got from our social media channels. If you'd like to connect with us, asking a question, log on to 18Hours YouTube channel where we are live on Buy Now, Sell Now. But quick break on the show. Be right back.